similar tastes sometimes.
A lot of
so
people say we're like golden retriever black cat.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I think that's very true.
That's so true.
Y'all, Justin Bieber cannot stop embarrassing Hailey, and this time, Kendall Jenner is planted right in the middle. The three of them started trending off one viral photo from a tiny LA dive bar, and the way it looked had timelines calling it inappropriate in 5 seconds flat. If Hailey ever went hunting through Justin's phone, which she probably doesn't, she would not need screenshots to get the picture. The energy between Justin and Kendall in that photo said more than any text ever could. Today we are unpacking all of it. The bar pic that set off alarms, Hailey's awkward comment that tried to cool it down, the long history of side-eye around her friendship with Kendall, the Reddit theories that refuse to die, plus Justin's own pattern of oversharing that keeps dragging Hailey into the mess. Once you map the timeline, it stops feeling like a coincidence and starts looking like a cycle. Here is where it started. Justin posts a casual night out at a dive bar. Nothing flashy, just grainy, cozy, I'm off-duty vibes. Then people spot Kendall leaning in close to Justin, whispering in his ear like they were sharing a private script. The internet did not hesitate. One top comment read, "This man loves every woman except his wife." Another shot right at Kendall. Why is she always too close to somebody's man? The body language did not help. Justin looked relaxed and unbothered. Kendall looked way too comfortable. And Hailey was nowhere in the frame. That one composition started a whole fire of speculation. Instead of ignoring the noise, Hailey jumped into Justin's comments with a little quip. It's always Kendall telling a story with her hands. Cute on the surface, but it landed like a nervous laugh. It felt less like confidence and more like damage control. Then Kendall popped in herself with, "God forbid I'm a visual storyteller." That reply was meant to be light. It only added fuel. If anything, the playful back and forth highlighted the closeness people were already questioning and left Hailey in the odd position of narrating the moment instead of owning it. This is not a one-off. Fans have side-eyed Hailey and Kendall's friendship for years. The running theory is that the bond is situational, not soulful. Depending on who is hotter in the headlines, the other leans in. Some people argue that Hailey knit herself to Kendall because the Kardashian-Jenner circle was Justin's orbit when he and Hailey were on and off. It kept her close. That story got louder when folks brought up the old rumor mill about Justin and Kourtney, the awkward Ellen moment where Kourt dodged and smiled through questions she did not want to answer.
Does Justin Bieber help with the kids at all, or?
No. Only
That's the rumor. I know y'all are just friends, right? Or are you really dating him?
we're friends.
You're friends.
Yes.
Why are you smiling that way?
We're friends.
You're smiling as if that maybe it's beyond friends.
I've been smiling this whole time since I've been
No,
sitting here.
not like that.
Whether anyone believes those throwbacks or not, they color the way people read new moments like the bar photo. Then there are the receipts fans love to drag out. The Calvin Klein behind-the-scenes clip where Kendall appeared to lick Justin's face during a goofy moment. The audio floating around that sounded exactly like Justin and Kendall play flirting on a call. Justin's own live where he called Kendall gorgeous and thanked her for being there through his ups and downs. None of that proves anything scandalous by itself, but together it paints a picture of deep familiarity that makes Hailey's cool girl wife posture harder to maintain. And it is wild how often these three find themselves in matching headlines. Remember the Met Gala year where Kendall and Hailey showed up in bestie-coded looks and did the side-by-side red carpet soundbite? It was cute. It was coordinated. It was also the exact kind of thing that convinces the internet these relationships are more about optics than authenticity. One month it is best friend energy. The next month it is a shot that reads like flirty chaos. The contrast is whiplash.
Matching?
I mean, we're similar.
We have a lot of
I
diamonds
haven't
on.
seen her. We just
Wait,
ran in.
was this planned? So this wasn't planned? You haven't seen each other yet tonight?
No.
Wait.
We just ran into each
You
other.
both look so amazing and you're matching. So I'm freaking out about that.
Look at you.
Can you tell me about these?
While that dive bar photo was still doing laps, Hailey stirred a different conversation with a simple caption edit. She posted an ultra-curated summer dump. Beach, bikinis, a little lemon drop glam. The original caption said, "Lemon martinis and therapy all summer long." Then it quietly changed to "Lemon martinis all summer long." Fans clocked it immediately. Why cut therapy unless you do not want to feed the chatter about Justin's mental health and your marriage? The irony is that Justin has openly talked about therapy and how it helped him. He has sat in interviews and said out loud that learning to express his feelings mattered. But Hailey's brand runs on impeccable control, so even a single word can feel like a liability.
Some healing, yeah, I did. I think it's important that we express our feelings and find that place. I think a lot of people, I think at one time I felt like, who is this person to give me advice? You know, like, what does he know about? And I've just grown to mature past that and just know that, like, it's helpful.
That hyper-managed tone is why small moments turn into big conversations. People can feel when you are trying to steer the narrative. The church talk made it messier. Former associates publicly questioned Justin's faith community, calling it cult-like and raising alarms about influence and isolation. Toss that into the stew with a marriage in a constant spotlight and a friend group that doubles as a headline factory, and every little bar photo starts to look like something more. Justin does not help himself. The Vogue cover fiasco is Exhibit A. Hailey lands a major cover. That should be champagne and confetti. Instead, Justin posts a sentimental paragraph that includes a confession about telling her years ago she would never get a Vogue cover. He tried to frame it as growth, a lesson about not keeping score in relationships. But the headline became, "Who congratulates his wife by reminding the world he once crushed her dream?" Comments flooded with, "Who needs enemies when you have a husband like this?" It swallowed the win. That is the pattern. Hailey's high points become stories about Justin's evolution, Justin's journey, Justin's version. And the Kendall proximity keeps looping back. When fans connect the dots, it is not just the dive bar and the Calvin Klein moment, it is the way Justin publicly centers Kendall as a constant. It is the easy intimacy. It is Hailey's tendency to pop in with a breezy comment that says, "We are all good here," instead of letting silence be strength. That rhythm makes the internet suspicious. It reads like a triangle that requires performance to function. Maybe nobody is guilty of anything beyond chaotic boundaries and public lives, but the optics are relentless. The Reddit theories are ruthless. Some people have floated a throuple fantasy that sounds like a fanfic fever dream. Others say Kendall only ever wanted Justin, and Hailey clings because she values the marriage above her pride. That is harsh, and it leans into caricature, but this is the arena we are in. The narratives get extreme because the material keeps inviting extremes. When the same beats repeat, audiences fill the blanks with whatever story fits. There is also the unglamorous truth about celebrity friendship webs. Proximity equals press. Bestie branding is a currency. Matching looks, flirty banter, a playful clapback in the comments, it all keeps engagement high. If you live in that machine long enough, it becomes second nature. But when your marriage is the other pillar of your brand, those same moves can undercut you. Hailey is running a polished beauty empire and a lifestyle lens where everything is clean and balanced. Justin is a live-wire romantic with a history of turbulence who keeps sharing raw, unfiltered bits. The tension between those two impulses creates exactly this kind of constant friction. What gets lost is that Hailey is not actually fragile. She is strategic. She knows the headlines better than anyone. She understands optics. When she edits a caption, when she cracks a joke under a post, when she shows up at an event with the right designer, she is doing the job. The problem is that Justin's instincts are messier than her strategy. He is a feelings-first poster in a household that needs a plan, so she is permanently in cleanup mode, trying to spin whatever he drops into something that fits the brand. It is exhausting because the internet sees the mismatch every time. Back to that bar photo. Why did it hit so hard? Because the pose told a story nobody involved needed to say out loud. Kendall leans in close. Justin is unbothered. Hailey arrives later in the comments to narrate the mood. It mirrored so many previous chapters that people did not need words. The audience knows the beats now, they know the cadence. They predict the next move before anyone makes it. Could there be an innocent explanation? Of course. Kendall and Justin have known each other for years. Inside jokes happen. Quiet asides happen. The camera catches angles that look spicier than the truth. But this is not happening in a vacuum. When you stack it on top of the Calvin Klein clip, the audio moment, the gorgeous shout-out, the Vogue caption, the therapy edit, the church discourse, the wedding speech narratives, the Met Gala bestie brand, it becomes a mural. And in that mural, Hailey is rarely centered. She is the caption writer, the cool explainer, the executive producer of her own damage control, while the two people she is closest to surf in and out of her comments like charming chaos. And if the last few months are any hint, that movie has more twists coming, so make sure to subscribe to Out Channel.